Afternoon, folks. Skip 20 here down in Knoxville, building my Frankenstein Volkswagen Subaru flatbed. The roof is done. Here you can see the top corner. Windshield framing is up from front. The side's done. Will be trimmed along the edge of the masonite, hardboard, tile board, whichever board. Okay, jumping down, I hope. Here's an example of using the 90 trim board, which is not cheap. Probably something like $1.50 a foot. They sell it by the foot. I've got a tile board glued to the inside, which will be able to come out. This one I'm not too sure of. Might have to take it off and put it on later. But that will give me a corner over to the Ranger. Wow, you can't even see that, can you? Oh, sorry. This side has just been, well, got my sides done. You can see the slope. I've got a straight section to match up with the side gates. And it slopes into the top. This side I just fiberglassed, 3 layers, 1/4 inch mat. This one I actually rolled out. I'm not that concerned about bubbles. This is just for temporary support. When it's cure, it should be hard as a rock. The lower section's been done. This wood is to support the windshield and door. This side is actually where the door would get cut. And another 1x2 would be going on the door all the way around to cut the door out. Windshield has a top and side frame. I've guesstimated right about there will be my windshield. I believe that comes up to 28 inches. Front needs to be fiberglassed. The bottom board I had laying around, so I didn't have to buy that 4th sheet. But it's old model, it has dimples. Very hard to fiberglass to. So I'll probably reinforce that once I get it off of here. I don't know if you can make out this side at all. But the side's done. Well, the back corner is done. Did that this morning. Still need 3 layers, layups, 1.5 mat on this side and the front. Make the board with a steel reinforced tubing to make sure it's straight and flat. In there, and I'll be able to cut the windshield out. The doors will get cut out. Actually, there's not too much fiberglassing on the inside. Once you cut all that extra stuff off, the doors will be cleaned up and glassed separately. Windshield cutout will actually be used as a template for the glass company. I've gotten a quote of $175 to cut it and $100 to install it, which I can do. Save me $100. I mean, after all I gotta do is put the rubber on the windshield and lay down the urethane adhesive and push in the windshield, and it's done. What's so hard about that? Aside from the price of the urethane caulking. It is not cheap. Nothing's cheap anymore. Anyway, I guess you can see the slope on that a little bit. Looks kind of cool, but a little weird I want to make that flat section so that the tailgate would be lined up. The tailgate would be 14 inches high. It will fold down. It clears the side. You probably have to be made a hump over the hump of the rear wheel well. So that's about it. It's July. No, it's June. June 4th. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've had a busy weekend. Yesterday I got this corner done. Got started on this other side. One layup of glass. This morning I came out about 5:30. Cleaned up. Made the top cap. Did 2-3 more layers on there. So that's pretty strong. That's a strong point of the van body. I'm going to need to reinforce that wheel well because that's going to be the weak point. The door gets cut 1.5 inches above the line, and you've only got about 1 inch of board and glass sitting down below it with all that weight sitting in the back. So I'm going to have to be very careful when I pull this thing off. That's the weak point. Everything else should come out pretty good. Still need to make the front board. Go around the tow hitch. That's it. Till the next report. That will probably be sliding this thing off, which may be sometime next week. Still got a bunch of glassing to do. Reinforce everything. Make sure it's nice and strong before I start sliding it off. And hopefully I got all the screws out. Just found 2 screws down there that I forgot. And luckily it was still wet. I was able to get them out of there. We tangled up the mat, lifted it, bubbled it, had to roll it back out again. Luckily it was still damp enough and operation was successful. There might be one in this back corner. I don't remember anymore. So have a good Sunday. June 4th. And sayonara.